Hi, welcome to Beewowd by April. This is going to be my 20 questions tag that I was tagged by Jane from Scraptastic Yarns. She tagged me last week, but I have not been feeling well. Finally feeling a little better back to myself. So I thought I'd jump on and do the video so I can get that done and get that uploaded for you all to see. One thing before I do get started, I know I've had a lot of questions and people asking me about my kitty Tala. I actually had a friend stop by that's actually been in my life for almost 30 years now. And she's great with cats. She loves cats. She's nursed many cats back to health. And she says, well, I have 2 cans of sardines that are skinless, boneless. Let me bring them by and we'll try them. And I'm like, ugh, Tala's a picky eater. I don't see her eating sardines and they're nasty to me, but I said, okay, well, let's try. So she comes by, and being the first time she ever met Tala ever, Tala took to her very well. Tala was very relaxed with her. She let her hand feed her pieces. Now, she did try to fight a little bit, but she didn't fight as much as I thought she would. So I'm super excited to say Tala is now eating some chunks of sardines a couple times a day. Not on her own, but not really forcefully. I do have to put them in her mouth and kind of hold her head up so she kind of, they fall back to her throat, and then she's forced to kind of chew them. But she's slowly getting back into things. She's back to scratching some of the scratch post again. She actually started grooming herself a little bit last night and today. So that made me really happy, because when a cat's not feeling good is when they stop grooming themselves. So the fact that she's grooming herself just a little bit, even if it's just on her paws, like that's right in front of her, I'm happy with that and I'll take that. So I really got some hope. I was starting to lose hope, which I think was what caused my issues this whole week. I would just lay there and cry and beg Tala not to give up. I know it sounds silly, but she's my emotional support animal, and I don't know what I'm going to do without her, at least right now. I just can't. I'm going through a lot right now. So, yeah, so I have some hope for her right now. She's plastered by my side at all times. We just woke up from a nap, and she was laying on me the whole time. She loves that heated blanket that my sister gave me. And right now she's actually sitting in the front, in the doorway here of my craft room, my disaster zone, if you can see behind me. I will eventually get those cube shelving my brother's going to make for me, but I have to come up with the money, of course, for the wood, because, I'm not expecting him to pay for it. So let me get into these 20 questions, and I'll try not to make this video too long, because me, I do try to keep my videos between 20 and 30 minutes long. I don't think going over that. I just think with so many people having YouTube channels, and so many of us I hear today are behind in watching, which I'm very behind. So if I miss one of your episodes or I miss something you say, please don't get upset. I really do my best to try to listen. I do have a few that I really watch, religiously, but it's just really hard to watch everybody that I really want to watch. So the first question, I have them all written down in my little notebook with my sticker that Have a Yarn with Charlie gave me, that says, don't worry, be happy. I love it. It was just perfect in calling its name for this plain black journal of mine. But it says, what does your name mean? So my name is April, and when I looked it up, it says to open. So it refers to like flowers opening, trees blossoming, So that's pretty cool. I mean, I never really looked up my name before, other than I always tell people, for some reason when I say April, they think I say Ava, so I always automatically will say April, like the month. And people at work will laugh at me because I'm always saying that, April, like the month. But I'm like, I get Ava, I get all kinds of different names people think I say. So maybe I just try to pronunciate so much that it just blows it out. I don't know. Where are you from? I'm from a little tiny town of about 1,500 people in northeastern Pennsylvania called Nescopeck. It is a Native American town that was built on a former reservation from the Nescopeckians. I'm sorry, not the Nescopeckians. Scratch that. The Susquehannock Indians, which the Susquehanna River is the one that runs between Nescopeck and Berwick. And then it also runs up to New York as well. Where were you born? In Berwick, Pennsylvania, because Nescopeck does not have a hospital. So I was born in the next town over across the river in Berwick. What would your parents have named you if you were a boy? I never asked that question, or at least I don't remember asking that question. I do know that my dad named me because my mom got to name my brother. So my mom, if she would have been able to name me, my name would have been Autumn. I don't know what my middle name would have been, but my dad decided to go with April Lee. And that was based on, I have two identical twin uncles, my mom's brothers, that are born in April. And their middle name was Lee. And Lee, spelled Lee, is actually a name that several of our, like two of my other cousins, boy cousins, have as middle names. So I was given the name April Lee by my dad. But my mom would have named me Autumn. So that's all I can tell you. What is your biggest accomplishment? My biggest accomplishment, I would say, is being out on my own for the last year and a half, not having anybody here with me. I'm still trying to accomplish that. It's not a full accomplishment, but it's something that I'm very proud of because it's something that I've never done before. I've always taken the easy road and ran somewhere else, I would say. I don't want to say ran, but went into predicaments that I probably should not have gone into because it was going to be easier. Or so I thought. And then starting up my YouTube channel because I am really honestly a shy person up until about a year ago. You would never have known that I was able to even talk on YouTube like this. I was definitely the wallflower, as people call it. I like to sit in my corner and watch people. I'm a people watcher. I love to watch what people do, try to figure out what they're thinking. Just not one to approach someone and say, hi, how are you? Or anything like that. But now I'm getting much better with that. And that's partially because of YouTube, partially because of me meeting up people in my local area for a local meetup group that I'm part of. So it's really been a really good year for me, bringing my personality out and letting everybody see who I am, and letting me see who I am, because, you know, you hide yourself so much. You don't have time to really figure out who you are. You just kind of, you know, hide, so to speak. But anyhow, what is my eye color? My eye color is hazel. I don't know if it changes or not. I know my mom's eye color at times would go from hazel and then to a really pretty blue. I don't ever remember seeing that myself or having anybody tell me that, so I'm just going to stick with hazel. What is your favorite candle scent? My favorite candle scent, it all depends. I like anything that is sweet, like berries. I love lavender. I love vanilla, like the calming scents. I'm not very fond of pine. I do like cinnamon apple. There's just so many out there. I don't even know if I have one particular scent. It just depends on my moods. But I do like the sweet ones, so the sweeter smelling scents. Can I cook? Yes, I can cook. I love to cook for other people. It's where I can pour my heart and my love, just like my crochet, into what I make for my guests. I don't like to cook for myself, but you can only eat out so much. One, it costs a lot of money, and two, you get really kind of bored with it. So I get kind of lazy when I have to cook for myself. Like Hot Pockets are wonderful. I make my beef vegetable soup. I will make a big pot of it. That way it lasts me like 3 days. But I've been trying to eat a little better and make things a little easier. So I buy like the chicken that is the really thin fillets, so that when I put them in the skillet with some olive oil spray, it doesn't take much. Basically, I just throw them in the pan. I throw a pot of water on and boil my little rice bag so I can have some rice. I'll do some veggie to mix in with my rice. And then, that's usually a meal. So that I try to keep that on hand as well. So I can cook. I love to cook. Not much of a baker. What is good about your life right now? I have a roof over my head. I have both of my fur babies, and I have my family surrounding me, and loving me. And I have my life. I'm able to walk. It's hard at times to walk, but I know everybody's like, I hear so many people say they have this and that, and I feel like I have it. I don't have it as bad as they do. I know I deal with a lot of health issues. I know that. And when I tell people what I deal with, even when I tell doctors, they're telling me like, why aren't you on disability? I'm not ready for disability. It's not thinking that I'm giving up if I go on disability. I just can't afford to live on disability. And I can keep going. I'm only 44 years old. In 10 years, 15 years down the road, if I have to go on disability at that time, then I will. But I'm not ready at this point. What is my sign? My sign is Cancer, and I fit it very, very well. I'm very emotional. I'm very in tune to others' feelings. I can usually feel others around me. I'm kind of sensitive to others' feelings. So if you're really upset and around me, I will feel it, and may not know where it's coming from, but I can sense it. If you believe in that kind of stuff. What scares you about aging? Being alone. Like I said, I don't have anybody in my life right now. I don't have children. So being alone and aging and then possibly ending up in a nursing home scares the crap out of me. Although I do have in-laws out in Pittsburgh area, north of Pittsburgh, who has a personal care home and has open arm welcomed me. even though I've, separated from that husband or divorced that husband, that I could live there in their home if they have room. So, I might just keep that as an option, but I have lots of people around me though that are becoming nurses, who are nurses, and lots of nieces and nephews. So I'm hoping that one of them will love their aunt enough to help take care of them. I always joke when my nieces and nephews are younger and I tell them that they have to become a lawyer, doctor, or Indian chief. And they look at me crazy when I say Indian chief, because just that's something that my mom was saying, would say. And I said, Aunt April don't have any children, so you need to become a doctor, a lawyer, or an Indian chief so that you can take care of me when I get older. And they just look at me like I'm crazy. But I'm not lying. Anyhow, what is your favorite holiday? I would have to say Christmas is my favorite holiday. However, Halloween is right there behind it, if not 50-50. I love Thanksgiving too, just because I love the family time. But I would say Halloween and Christmas are my favorite holidays. 4th of July I could do without because of all the fireworks and how they scare my babies. And I get kind of annoyed when people are setting off fireworks too close to my home when I live in town. What is my guilty pleasure? Ordering out to this particular pizza place that I absolutely love. I feel guilty when I do it, but sometimes you just have to treat yourself, right? What is your favorite show to binge watch? Oh, Lord. I binge watch so many shows. I don't have a favorite. I would say it comes down to Grey's Anatomy, Outlander, right now I'm binge watching The Crown since the season 3 just came out. And with me being home from work this week, I've made it through, I think, episode 9. So I'm almost there. But I gotta make sure I didn't miss any. Like, I didn't fall asleep in between, because I tend to do that. So those, I would say anything, really. I'm really not particular. What is one thing you can't leave your house without? My cell phone. If I leave my house without my cell phone, I will go crazy. It will bother me until I can get back to my house for my cell phone. I don't always take crochet with me, but I do sometimes take it with me. But I would say my cell phone is definitely something I cannot leave the house without. I think it's more of a security thing, knowing that I can reach out to anybody if I'm in a jam or broke down or whatever the situation. Are you a morning person or a night person or a night owl? I am technically a night owl. However, I've recently pushed to get my hours changed to 9 to 5:30, and this is why. Because I could never do anything with my family. I was missing out on social activities that I could possibly get involved with in the neighborhood. So I was working 11:30 to 8 when I lived in Arizona, and when I first moved here, I worked 11:30 to 8, and it was all good then. But now I'm older, and now I want to let the younger kids take on that and do what I did and just work a normal shift, 9 to 5:30. That way, if I want to go out and do something, I can go out and do something. Let's see. What is your favorite genre of movies? I would have to say chick flicks. I love anything to do with horses, so things that are like Heartland. I know that's a series, but I love anything to do. If I see a movie that has that's based on horses, it's on my TV. I do like time period movies. So things like The Crown, movies like that, or not movies, but that's a series as well. But things like that's based on history or partially based on history, those kind, I love that. Um, but I would say mostly chick flicks. And then, of course, around Christmas, it's nonstop Christmas movies. Because, again, those are classified as chick flicks. And I am really big on the sappy, make me cry kind of thing. And I do cry. I cry quite a bit. I'm a Cancer. Let's see here. What is the last thing you bought? A book of stamps when I went to the post office. Um, so that I bought a book of holiday stamps so I can send out some Christmas cards. I don't usually send out Christmas cards, but now that I'm here in the crochet community, I do have some cards and some special people that I want to send cards to and just say, hey, that I'm thinking about you, and, send some love your way. So I bought a book of stamps, and I'm going to limit myself with that book of stamps, and that's how many cards I'm sending out. I have to because I'm on a major budget right now. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Definitely an introvert. And I laugh at when I'm watching all you guys and having your 20 questions. The majority of you who have these YouTube channels are saying that you're an introvert, but yet we're on YouTube. So it kind of makes me laugh. Now, Petra from Petra's Happy Place, I think, is the first person I've heard so far that's called herself an extrovert. And I can see that in her. Her personality is just bubbly and out there and very like social butterfly. And I think that's great. And I think that's what drew me to her channel, because she's so bubbly and just, kind of high on life, so to speak, even though we all deal with our own things. So I found that kind of funny, but I'm definitely an introvert. And last but not least, what is your favorite book? My favorite book is called What a Soldier's... Wait, let me think here. And I'm going to totally go blank on this now because I'm trying to think of it. I think the name of it's called What a Soldier Saw in the Army. And it's by an author that is from Berwick, Pennsylvania, the town where I was born. Jesse Bowman Smith. I think his last name is Smith. I know his name is Jesse Bowman, but I want to say Smith. And he was born on my birthday. And the book, I bought it mainly because, well, one, it's about the Civil War. It's literally about his service in the Civil War as a volunteer. He didn't even get paid to go into the Civil War and go onto the front lines, but he went as a volunteer to help our soldiers, like bring them supplies and tend to them and get them the help that they need if they've been injured. And I bought it because, like I said, he was born in Berwick. He was born on my birthday. How I came across it, I have no clue. But it was the first edition copy. It was copyrighted in 1890, I think, was the book, the first edition that I have. And I'm like, well, I have it. I might as well read it. And I read it very gently, of course. And it was an amazing book. It talks about how he served in the army with, in the army during the Civil War, and he fought in between Pennsylvania and Ohio. But he was mainly based in Pennsylvania, and it talked about what he saw in the army, what he went through on a day-to-day basis, and then at the end of the book, he gets a paid position with the army, and it was just a really good book. I mean, something that I would definitely love to read over again. So, yeah, I would really say that would be my favorite book. I have lots of other favorite books. I currently want to buy the Outlander set. That's on my wish list, so I want to buy that. I have read 50 Shades. I loved it. But like everybody else said too, the movie doesn't do it justice. So, with that being said, everything else is this video is done. Yeah, I don't know why I say but with that being said, I say it on the phone at work too. So with that being said, but those are my 20 questions, and I don't know who to tag. I am going to tag Kristen from Kristen's Crochet Corner. And I know a couple of the people that I watch wasn't tagged, but they went ahead and did them anyhow. So I don't know who else to tag. So if you have not done this, definitely just go ahead and do it. Don't wait to be tagged. We all love to watch your videos. It's not about who tags who, and you know, just go ahead and make the video and enjoy it and get in on the action. It's what we're here about. We're a community. This isn't a popularity contest, so just do it. That's what I say. All right, well, I hope you all have a great night, and I will be soon posting another video with my giveaway, not my giveaway swap, I'm sorry, with my yarn swap that I did with Pam's Creations through Have a Yarn with Charlie. It was a lot of fun. I got to know Pam, and we've now become friends. So it's really nice. That's what I do the yarn swaps for, is, you know, you do this and then you get to talk to the people and you become friends with them. And it's been amazing. So I got Pam's box 2 days ago, and I did open it. I couldn't wait. I'm sorry, guys. And I kind of ate the cookies and the candy bar out of it already. But I'll show you the candy bar wrapper if I still have it. But the cookies were yummy. It was Pepperidge Farm, and they were like shortbread cookies, and it had the strawberry in the middle, like the strawberry jelly type jam stuff. Oh my god, they were so delicious. But I will be showing another video with those and what she sent me. And I already dug into the yarn. I started making a project and then frogged it already. And then just wrapped it, you know, wound it around the ball so it doesn't get all tangled. So, and I know Pam should be getting her box tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm sure she'll be doing a video to show what she got from me. And yeah, so again, have a great night, and thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will be back this weekend with more videos. I have, hopefully I'll have a finished object to be showing you, and then some whips that I'm going to be working on. But that's it. So time to eat. My belly's hungry, and I need to feed Tala some more icky sardines. Have a good night all, and happy hooking.